Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Alicia and we are going to talk about my favorite reads of 2023. I have 12, so let's get started. Now, for these my favorite reads of 2023 books, I'm not going to go into grave detail. A lot of my friends have read also this year, so again, I don't really need to go into great detail. They have been talked about, they've been sought out, they've been read, they've been all over BookTube. And this year, I will say, there was a lot of romance novels in this year. So let's go through the 12 and tell me in the comments if you have read any of these as well. The first book on this list was my very first Christina Lauren book, and that was In a Holidaze. I really enjoyed this one. It's interesting because I almost DNF'd it, and then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna see what happens, and I'm glad I did. So I look forward to reading more from Christina Lauren. The next one on my list is one where I said I wasn't going to start a series, and this ended up being picked for a book club, I believe, and now I have to finish the series because I have to know what happens. And that is From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. The next one on this list, you will probably have seen my videos about it and all of the reading sprints, and if you haven't, they will be linked down below. Go check them out. And I might be rereading this series again for like amping up and getting ready for the new spin-off series, which I will talk about that in a different video, but it's the Crave series. You can tell I have annotated, tabbed, and talked about it numerous times. I just love this series all around. I can't even hold the book straight because it's kind of poofed out with all of the tabs. Like if I let go, it just expands. Because what I did is I tabbed it, but I also made notes, but I didn't write in the book. Like there's actual like clear post-its in there. So it looks like I wrote in the book, but I didn't. But I did buy a paperback version, so I will take my notes from this one and move it over to the paperback and make it its own tabbed, annotated book. I absolutely adored this series, and I look forward to reading it again. The next one is actually a graphic novel series. I think it started online. I'm not sure, but that's Olympus. I've read the first 3, and I am waiting for 4 and 5 to come in from my library. But I absolutely loved this retelling of like the Greek mythology and the Greek gods and goddesses. I look forward to reading more. The next one, and I've heard so many good things about this one that I had to read it, and I read it, and it was just a cozy little read, and that is Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. I absolutely loved this one, and I think there's a second one called Bookshops and Bone Dust, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments, but there's a second one. I'm ready to read it. I just have to find a copy. The next one, and this is also a new author for me this year, it is It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. I love her writing style, and I love the story in general, that I look forward to reading more. I have a couple on my shelves somewhere here, probably off screen you can't see, but I will read them in the coming year. The next one, and this is the 3rd book in a series that I'm going to be showing you, but it's called #No Escape. This is book 3 in the #Murder Trending by Gretchen McNeil, and I read this one, and I didn't know what I was going to get into with this one because the first one set the tone, and I was like, oh my god, this is going to be a continuation, book 2 and book 3, and so I read book 1, loved it. Book 2 got a little confused because I was like, what is going on? And then we get to book 3 and I was like, holy shnikes. At the end, I was at a loss for words, kind of like I am now just thinking about it, because it just blew my mind. Like, the fact that this is book 3, but it could technically be placed elsewhere in the series. It was just a wow. But I did enjoy this one, so it is one of my favorite reads of 2023. Moving on to the next one is Belladonna by Adalyn Grace. I absolutely loved the writing style for this one and how she personified death in a way. And I look forward to reading. There's a sequel, I think it's called Foxglove. I'm not 100% sure, but the sequel, I look forward to reading it once I get a copy of it. And this one I absolutely love because you see the dust jacket, but have you seen the book itself? Like, it goes all the way around, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. It's a good story. I recommend reading it, and that is why it's one of my favorites. The next 3 books are all by the same author, and I kid you not when I say I read these all in a month. I think one of them was for book club, and I read it, and I was just like, you know what, we're just going to read all of them. So the next 3 books, all by the same author. We have Love on the Brain by Hazelwood, The Love Hypothesis by Hazelwood, and Love Theoretically. I think this was the book club one. Not 100% sure. But I loved all 3 of them. I look forward to reading more. I do have her, I think it's Loathe to Love You. And there's a couple more coming out, so I want to get those. So those 3 are on my list of favorite reads, which brings us to the final one. Final book, this is book 12. This is book 2 in the Serpent and Dove series. This is called Blood and Honey by Shelby Mahurin. I absolutely love this series. The fact that there is 2 like different sides, but they are trying to come together. It's about a witch and a witch hunter that are married, and they don't know that they are on the opposite sides until later, and then things happen. I absolutely love this. I do have to finish it and read the 3rd and final book, Gods and Monsters, which I hope to do soon. But those are my favorite reads of 2023. Well, that is all for me in this video, guys. If you liked this video, please like, comment, subscribe. If you've read any of these and enjoyed them as well, let me know in the comments below. And if you've made it this far, leave me a heart emoji for all the romance that I read this year. And I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.